look. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna go for a ride in the Jeep Durango Hellcat. Ooh, okay. Demonic seats. I see we got the demonic seats going.
Hey, like it's 10.4, man.
That 10.4 is nice. It's sweet. By the way, this is Robert Vaughn.
How y'all doing?
Rick Hendrick.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Concord, North Carolina. Come see me, baby.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate
How many
it.
cars I bought from you?
You done bought about 3 or 4, man. No kidding. No kidding.
Yeah, I got a Mopar problem.
That's all right. It's a good one to have. Quality product. Here, you know how to work there. You can get some air going in here for us.
Yeah. Oops, my bad. Well, actually, no, that's good because I don't want to get we're gonna do cool seats. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll say this though. Great car. I still love that Daytona you got though.
I love my Daytona too.
And you can as quick as it is with the supercharger. And you know, of course you come into that power band a lot faster than any other SUV you normally would, right?
Yep.
With the exception of a few, Tesla, maybe a couple other vehicles. But because you're sitting at 6,800 on that weight, you know, that Hellcat you have it just feels different, you know.
And the other thing that some people got to realize too is that with the electric cars, it'll take off really quick.
It'll top out real fast.
Right? It's not gonna hold it.
Yeah.
This keeps on pulling.
Yeah.
So,
this will go until you get a speeding ticket. You know that.
Or go to jail.
Yeah, and then you know the thing is too with the Teslas, how many times can you pull like that before you got to run back home and charge?
It. Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Because that's all your power right there.
Yeah. So you talk about 2-3 passes.
Yeah. And then you got to go.
You gotta make sure you have enough charge to get home.
To even get home, that's the thing. Yeah, not even just go. You gotta make sure you're okay to get home.
You just walked out in the middle of the. Wow. But I ain't gonna lie. That felt good.
Yeah.
And you're in an SUV, and it feels comfortable. That's the one thing I'll say. The comfort of the SUV.
And it's so docile because of the all-wheel drive. Like you don't feel, you know, the Hellcat, and you know better than me as being a pilot of one, man. Where it's sometimes where you gotta ease into that throttle. You can't be stupid with the Hellcat. No. This car is a little more forgiving because of the all-wheel drive, and then the weight on top of it, you know.
And see, the thing is, I spun the other day. I took off and spun because you know I got those P0s. So the P0s don't give you the grip that some other tires will give you.
Yeah. What do you think of the rear, man?
I mean, the rear looks the same. It looks just like a regular Durango, except with the Hellcat badge.
Exactly. And you know what this is nitpicking, right? But if you're gonna nitpick, because the vehicle is almost 100,000, I would have liked to see this being at least painted.
How about putting a diffuser, at least something that looks like, my Lexus ES350 has a diffuser on it. It came with it. And that's half the price of this.
But the thing is, this is the money.
Right.
This is the money. I mean, this is just menacing. Especially now, I mean, you wouldn't think it, but adding that extra daytime running light on top, like how the Ram does. Yeah. And giving it just this little slight elevation right there gives it some personality, you know? Yeah. Just gives it some personality.
And see, this is the personality that they didn't give for the Trackhawk.
Yes.
That's the problem. And see, as a matter of fact, speaking of Trackhawks,
go ahead. I'm gonna park it next to it. So
yeah, let's bring it over. Let's park it next to this Trackhawk, and so we can show the people why FCA messed up. FCA, man. Oh, whose car is that? I know this car. That's a nice ass looking Hellcat Daytona. Now, man, are you kidding me? Take a look at the difference. Okay. This or that. Look at the hood on the Durango, the Hellcat Durango versus the Trackhawk. That looks like a regular Grand Cherokee. If you did not know what a Trackhawk was, you could not tell that it had a Hellcat engine in it. You know when you look at this, something's up. And look, see, so and see, look right here. Even if they did this, right? Why couldn't they have done that? I would have made this one piece and put.
Can't do it. That's Jeep.
Oh, that's true.
Jeep's always gonna come with those seven individual grills. But
so the Hellcat logo is licensed to Dodge, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense. But at the same time, there's nothing telling you that this has a Hellcat.
Well, look at the side.
Yeah, but man, come on. Who?
Kind of hard to read down there, but you know.
I mean, the only thing that lets you know is this and the yellow calipers. And why did they go with yellow calipers?
I think it stand out a little bit over the red. Because I mean, look in comparison. Of course, you see the red.
Right.
But that yellow is just a little different. I don't blame it. The problem with the yellow is because it's lighter. We all know that Brembos tend to get a little more dusty than most.
Right.
So but you know.
I would have went with a red though.
Yeah.
The red. I mean, you got red on.
But you know why I don't hate on the yellow? Because it's very like Porsche-like. It's something Porsche would do. Not to say that this is a Porsche.
Right.
But I mean, we're talking about performance vehicles. You know,
right.
It's something Porsche would do is with the yellow brakes.
Yeah, but the FCA needs to continue to set itself apart from everybody else.
Well, they will not, because we are no longer FCA. We're
Stellantis.
Yeah, with no SRT. Now, this is what I'll say though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a company. Don't sleep on them. Okay?
What company? What company is this?
Dassault. Okay.
Why does that sound familiar?
Dassault is a European company, right? Now, like GM, for example, when it comes to Camaros and you know their performance vehicles, and now the Hummer EV and stuff, right? You got the ZL1, you go to Corvette, and of course you got you go crazy. And on the other side of that, they manufacture airplane engines as well, right? A lot of other electric things, but airplane engines, right? Dassault, okay? They make a car, some of which are okay, some of which are not that okay. Another industry that they own, the French Air Force flies a plane called the Euro Typhoon and the Dassault Rafale, which is a fighter jet. So the same company making these cars also literally manufactures fighter jets.
Oh, so when you put it like that.
So when you put it in those type of terms, you know.
Interesting.
And Peugeot, they're part of Stellantis now, right?
Yeah.
Peugeot, not very well known in America. They are in Europe. Keep in mind though, Peugeot.
I remember Peugeot.
Peugeot has a F1 team. Okay, they got an F1 race team.
Right.
So they got engineers that know how to make cars go fast.
But they also gotta remarket themselves, because when people in America think of Peugeot, they think of them ugly ass bubble cars.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm just talking about if we gotta replace the world's greatest engineers from these boys right here.
They still there.
At least we got guys. At least we got a company that makes daggone fighter jets in Europe, and another company that's got an F1 race team. So
I tell you though, I love these seats. I mean, these seats they're unbelievable. Look at these seats, man. And see, they hold you in place. And that's the one thing. If there's one thing that I don't like about my Daytona, is the seats. They could have done better with the seats.
Got the extra console there.
Yep.
Okay. And also, let me tell you something. Can I just say this while you're on the camera, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
I want people to stop on YouTube. These YouTubers. They talk about the price of the car, and they say, "Oh, base price, $80,995." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what does the base price get you? How about let's talk about what it does not get you? Does not get you the nice leather seats. It does not get you the technology group, adaptive cruise control. It doesn't get you any of the badges, as you can see here. In this case, that second row console, power sunroof, the Harman Kardon. So when you talk about base price, there's no such thing. You're never going to go to a lot and find just this and it's going to stop there and then this equals this down here. You're always going to have total price options.
Well, that's basically, if you strip away the optional equipment, then you basically might as well get a V6.
For sure.
Unless,
or still pay $80,000 for a car that doesn't have any of the equipment that you wanted anyway,
right,
to differentiate from the other cars. So
yeah,
I had to throw that out there, man.
No, you're right, man.
Because people are saying the Corvette, the best car starts under $60,000. Tell me somebody that got one for $60,000. Name a guy that's got a Corvette for $60,000.
Yeah,
A C8.
I don't know anybody.
I think the number probably starts with a 9. You know? So
yeah, and he goes as high as 120. So, but yeah, you see, and this is like I was saying. This is the one thing I thought that they could have done better on the Daytona, because the comfort of the seats in here versus my Daytona is night and day.
Okay.
It's a little firm, it's a little flat.
Okay.
So they could have done that, but I mean that's nitpicking.
Yeah.
That's really nitpicking. But this car is just, I mean, the performance though, for a third row, who's doing this? I mean, who's
you know, the X5M, you know, those in
133 grand.
You know, in the Porsche Cayenne,
yeah,
turbo. I'm not gonna say the regular one. I'll throw you the turbo.
Yeah.
You know, all-wheel drive. Nice cars, right?
Right.
They look sexy because it's their European body lines. But I mean, dude, look at the front of this thing. It has personality.
Yeah.
It has an attitude.
It's a fun car. And it's drivable.
Yeah. And it's American.
I've had a BMW dealer tell me that they wouldn't drive the X6 M6, the X6M car, because it drives rough.
Okay.
They actually tell me to go to, I think it's the X5 with the M package.
Okay. So that
Called
you
the
get the
X5
looks without
M50.
the track feel.
No, you get the engine. But it rides a little bit smoother than the X6.
I can see that.
So, I mean, these cars are fun cars, man. They're not boring.
Little subtle differences. Much more room for airflow in this Durango, wouldn't you say? I mean, the Jeep has some airflow too, but what I'm getting at is
you got the vents in the front.
Yeah.
Right.
They're much larger.
Yeah.
Look less meshy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's an option too. I'm not even sure. The one I sold. The white one I sold, I have to look this up. I'm not even sure. I'm quite sure it had a little hole right there for more air inlet. But I'll have to look that up. Kind of like how the Trackhawk does.
Okay.
I'm quite sure the one I sold had something like that too.
So is that an option?
I don't know, and I can't even. Maybe I'm making that up, man. But I felt like it did.
Wow. And this is already sold too. Both of these are sold.
This one's going to Ohio. I don't know where this one's going. I didn't sell this one.
Y'all couldn't have had this from. I look at your website.
The problem. Let me tell you the real big problem with this car. It's not a big problem, but
what the Trackhawk is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I foresee is, have you seen the 2022 Grand Cherokees?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So while you get the motor, at some point it's gonna be like saying, "Oh yeah, man, I got a freaking 2014 ZL1. Oh great, you got it supercharged. You know, it makes a lot of power. Whatever. You seen the freaking 2021 though? Like, you know, so it's like even though the newer ones coming aren't going to be by SRT, and there's something to be said for having a Trackhawk. No, don't get me wrong.
You like that body style though?
The new one coming out?
It looks like a Compass.
Yeah, I'll say this. I can only imagine if we still had SRT, what that new body style would look like.
But I thought FCA was the one that did that, since Stellantis just took over FCA.
Did what?
FCA is responsible for the design of the new Jeep Grand Cherokee, right?
Yeah, but but the same way, like, you go look at this Grand Cherokee right here on the corner, which looks like a good vehicle, but it don't look like this.
Right.
I can only imagine if we had a 2022 new body style Grand Cherokee and then the SRT version of that as well. You know, with all the bells and whistles that would come with in the new body style.
A lot of people don't even know if they're going to even continue a SRT.
No, they're not.
They're not?
No. No.
I know they put the 6.4 in the L.
Yeah.
But as far as SRT and
no, it'll be just like how you can go get a 2500 from me right now. That's a Cummins 6.7 Cummins diesel, turbo diesel, or you can get the gas version, which comes with a 6.4 liter motor in it. But if you open,
but it's not an SRT,
right? If you pop that hood, nowhere on it doesn't say, like if you open the Scat Pack, right? It's not gonna say SRT, but it says what? Powered by SRT.
Right.
You open up that 2500, not the case. It's just
damn.
It says Ram.
So the Trackhawk must be gone too.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, this is definitely the last hit Trackhawk.
That's why people can't.
And to your point, because I know at one point we were on the fence, maybe considering, dude, if SRT does go away, limited production, wide body Hellcat Charger, no more SRT, and then on top of that, so you had a numbered car. How many they make? 500.
501.
And
two
somebody
already
probably crashed a couple.
Yeah, they get crashed a couple
so
already.
we're probably down to 498 or something.
Yeah.
Right, and then on top of that,
there'll be more out of the total.
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of that, out of that 500, the brand is going away.
Oof.
You will never be able to get that car back.
That's why yeah. Because we look, and this is transparency between you and me.
Yeah.
I was talking about getting the Trackhawk, and you said no, don't do it.
Yep.
Because you said that you will never be able to replace your wide body.
We're sitting here talking about how great the Trackhawk is, and we're sitting there on the fence too, because the new body style that the Grand Cherokee is coming out with looks so good that it's almost like the fact that you even have to like.
You think that look good though?
Oh man, dude, I think in person.
Is it in person? It looks better.
I think in person, my GM. Like I said, I'm like you. I've seen pictures, right? I've seen a lot of pictures, but my GM has seen it in person, and he said it's gonna be worth it.
Is it this? Okay, so let me ask you this: is it the same body style that we saw online that the YouTubers have, or is it something different from what we see?
As for the Grand Wagoneer,
Take out the Grand Wagoneer. I'm just talking about the Grand Cherokee itself. Is it the same body style that we saw on the internet that all the YouTubers have been reviewing the last couple months, or is it going to be something different, something a little bit nicer? Because
here's the thing too. The ones they saw was your limited, which is the lower trim level of them.
Okay.
So it didn't even have the bells and whistles like your normal Overland Grand Cherokee would or a Summit would. That was just the first. And I think that was pre-production model anyway, man. I wouldn't think that they're going to change a whole bunch. But what I'm more excited about, because I like SUVs,
right?
But and if I'm being honest, if I had the money, right, I would still go with the Trackhawk, and only because this for me, a performance vehicle. I know it gets the job done. I just don't like extra long vehicles like that,
But it's not that much longer if you look at it. It's just what.
But not that. But take into consideration this too, right here. You see this? This sucker right here, she got some curve. And we go back in, and we curve back out, and then we go back in a little bit,
Right.
So we
I
got
see
some,
what you mean.
We got some curve. The front of this car looks so much more amazing than the older ones, but if we
the
look
side
at
of
it,
it,
we're just going
just
straight back. It's like
it's like when you look at some people that got no ass at all.
Yeah. There we are.
Yeah, there you are.
I like a little
That's
curve.
it.
I like a
Yeah.
little curve, man. We Soul Brothers. We like a little curve, man. So it's just like, and two, I'm a big aftermarket guy.
You are. Yep. You gotta show us your Scat Pack.
Man, when I get it back, I will. When you bring these wheels out to that fender flare, that really exaggerates those curves, and it's not kind of tucked back up there. Not that there's anything wrong with the factory look. I'm just talking about aesthetics here.
Right.
You it accentuates the curves even more. My
Gotcha.
biggest beef with the Durango has always been, man, you got a great front end, probably one of the best in the world. I mean, as far as just aggressive
SUVs,
looking
yeah.
vehicles.
Yeah.
Give me some curve to go with it. I don't need this thing to just
There's
go.
no body line at all. It's just flat. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. It's just flat.
Yeah.
You could run your hand literally across, and your hand won't lift.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
And also, too, we're talking about being cool because we got supercharged vehicles out here, right? If I'm going to get an SUV, I'm telling you, man, that daggone panoramic sunroof is super nice. You won't get that on the Durango because you have your freaking air controls right behind where the sunroof stops.
Because you got the captain's chairs.
And don't tell me
there.
it's not possible for them to have moved it because on Pacificas, which still do have the captain's chairs, to the side by the door is where they put the air control. So could they have done that? Absolutely. But they chose not to add that panoramic. And I think
swear, they always do something They it's like they like making the almost perfect car, and then they do something to like drop it a notch.
But are they dumb or are they smart? Because they leave so much room for error that they can come back and say, well, I've been running the same body style Charger since 2014. But when I put that wide body on there.
You mean they come out with a fender? You know they will. I didn't even think of that because they just do shit like that just to say, oh yeah, we're gonna give you just enough.
Another couple $100 million out of it.
And then we're gonna throw some fender flares and add another 10 grand on that.
Yeah, we'll squeeze another.
Oh yeah, I could totally see Stellantis doing that.
They came out with the wide body one and they said, wait, too much too soon. Back it down a couple years. We like your idea. Put it in the file. We'll come back out with it in 4 or 5 years when our sales are down. Have something completely new.
Oh yeah, they know it.
Air quotes.
Yeah, completely new. Look at that. Let's throw some fender flares.
What's so crazy is if you're in the market,
you
almost can't even consider the narrow body after seeing that because it just looks so much better.
So why are they still selling the narrow body? Could you please tell them to just stop?
Man, but I know. But here's the thing.
How long is that? But how long is that sitting in your lot? When
the narrow body?
Yeah.
Well, I told you that FCA will play the long game on you, right?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Let's say you had an RT.
Right.
And you're in the Scat Pack market.
Uh-huh.
And now your credit is up or financial situation is doing much
move
better.
Right on up.
Maybe you go straight into the wide body, right?
Right.
But if you're a gentleman that tried to come buy a Scat Pack or a RT 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe you can have the 13.
Oh, you couldn't get it.
14 style body style. You just couldn't get. It just wasn't working out for you for whatever reason, and that happens all the time. So whatever. But maybe now the bank says I can't. You can't get 55, which is going to encompass you getting that wide body Scat. But we'll loan you 40. 40 still gets
which will cover it. After power dollars.
You see what I'm saying? So that 40 will still get you that 6.4. Wow. So that's kind of why.
And that 6.4 is nothing to sleep on, despite the fact that everybody and their grandma has a Scat Pack. It's just the Charger. The only thing with the Charger is such a Me Too car now. Everybody's got a Charger. I take my car out and I see 50 of them on the road.
Yeah.
The only distinguishing fact is that that's a Hellcat, but everybody has them. I'm just like, man, it's such a Me Too car, but it's a fun car. Yeah. You can't knock somebody for buying something that's fun to drive.
And 4 doors.
Yeah.
It just looks that good. I mean, and then if you really, even if you're not a performance guy,
right?
If you break down what a performance car has, such as an M5, an Audi RS7, I'm just throwing them out there, big, cars that are, I ain't gonna say equivalent, but lengthwise, overall dimensions wise, and geared toward the performance market, right?
Yep.
I mean, you pay what for this? What was your sticker on that?
83.
So to get an M5
before taxes,
an M5, which will lose to you in a race because it damn near weighs pretty close to what that weighs.
M5 is over 100 grand.
Yeah, you see, well over, and you're not even talking. Yeah. I'm talking like an M3 brand new is like 105.
Right.
So when you talk about an M5, you're close to 120. I would say anywhere from 110 to 120. So you're already coming in on this car with more horsepower and more torque at $40,000-$50,000 cheaper. Same thing for the RS7 and Audi's car and the AMG 63. Not saying that they're not great cars, and I'm not sitting here to those guys that are have those cars. What I'm saying is, if you are a regular American guy that is a blue collar guy and you got a job with a wife and kids or whatever your situation is, and you don't want to break the bank,
you could do it.
You can still do it.
You can pull it off.
You can still do it. And guess what? When you love the car so much and you tell me you're going to keep it for 10 years?
Yeah.
Guess what? That $115,000, $20,000 M5 that you got brand new,
that'll be
and 10 years from now, guess what? The maintenance costs the same damn thing then as it do when you got to pay for it 10 years later.
Or more.
And with German parts that you got to get German specialty parts, bro.
You got to wait for that.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. No. You hit it right on the head, man.
Everything besides that motor. Damn near everything. Let's talk about electrical components for the most part. Switches, little sensors. You can pull it out of this one right there. You can pull it out of the $20,000 one. And some people might laugh and say, oh, that's not luxury, that's not performance. That's cost effective to everybody, the consumer and the freaking manufacturer.
Those are facts. Facts. It's sensibilities. Not everybody wants a Hellcat.
I mean, and if you can pay 80, I mean, certainly you can probably pay the 105, 110, 115 to get the car, but I mean, obviously a bigger car. And maybe you got the money where you can pay cash, man, but I'm just talking about I don't
know. You're talking about sensibility. That's what you're talking about, man.
You know, I'm crying a lot more if I crash an M5 than if I am a Hellcat. I can go get another one. Not this one. Certainly not this one.
No.
And insurance too. I mean, it's so many different factors that people don't talk about that go into that type of stuff, man.
And what people don't understand is the Hellcat Chargers, the insurance is double. Whatever you pay is going to be double because, number one, most insurance companies don't provide you mechanical breakdown. Now, granted, you still have your factory warranty, but they don't give you mechanical breakdown on top of your warranty because the parts for the Charger, the Hellcat Charger, is so expensive. So you're going to pay double. You're going to pay more money. I'm 40 freaking years old. I'm paying double what I paid on my insurance before I got this car. But I knew that.
Yeah.
So it's a factor that they got to take into consideration. So I don't know how these 21-year-olds are doing these 6.4s.
This is what you got to ask too, and I think general rule of thumb in general, right? If you got the 6.4 or you got the freaking 6.2 supercharged, right? If you ran this thing on the highway and burnt them brakes and rotors up,
that's 4 G's right there.
If you can't pay that out your pocket, you probably don't need the car.
Yeah.
Because service maintenance on these jokers. Cheaper than BMW and Audi and everything for sure, but man, like,
it's still $150. It's still oil change on this is $150. It ain't the $60 that
you don't just jump out the window to say you got a Hellcat because there's a lot more that comes with it.
Yeah.
You need to be financially stable enough to afford that, and if that means you need to start with the SXT and work your way up, then so be it.
Well, that's what I did. I had an RT. That's my very first car I bought was with that Granite.
Yep.
My manual transmission.
Last one we had.
And then I made the mistake of coming back and test driving the 392.
And then you got the.
And then it just started. It was like an itch.
You went to big block status.
Yeah.
You know?
And then I made the mistake and came back after I had my 392 and test drove a Hellcat. I was like, damn.
It's different.
It's just, and people don't understand it till you drive it. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is fact. This is what now you see why I bought 3 cars from this man, because he's gonna give you the breakdown. He's gonna tell you the ins and outs of every trim level there is, the pluses and the minuses of owning these cars.
See, I ain't gonna speak for any other dealer, and then I'm probably not even. I'm obviously not the best. There are hundreds of guys better than me. But I'll say the way we sell cars here and the way we try to keep relationships with customers is we try to put them in what they afford, what they can afford. That doesn't mean that, I'm gonna try to stuff you in a Compass or, a Cherokee, which are all nice vehicles, man. But, sometimes you got to work your way up to it. And that's not just, that's for a lot of factors. One, you're building your credit. 2, you're able to maintain a payment that you can afford to build your credit. So as you get more financially strong and responsible, you can come back here and get the other vehicles versus, okay, your budget really says you can afford the 5.7 Hemi, but we stretch you out there and we get you into that 6.4, but you having to sacrifice some things with the family on the side and stuff. Come on, we don't. I'd rather sell you the 5.7, wait till you get more financially stable, and then come back and give you a great deal on the next model up. That's how you create longevity and pipeline. Because hey, man, don't let them tell you anything different, man. If you're a salesperson, you're most likely on commission, right? But you don't. In this day's market, you're gonna struggle if you're just sitting outside waiting for people to come in. Okay?
Yeah.
You need guys like Will who are financially smart and savvy and know what they want and are patient and take their time to say, hey, I want this car right now. I think I'm done with that. I'll come back and get the other one. But guess what? You treated them well. You gave them a good experience. Guess who they're gonna come back to see? Same thing with real estate out here.
But how long I know you? Like 4 or 5 years now?
About 4, man. Yeah, about 4.
4. So that just goes to show you that's how you build customer relationships. And I know there's a lot of slick talking salesmen out there that they have a right. They're trying to earn a living. I get it.
Educate the people nowadays, man, because if 9 times out of 10 they can find it out on the internet, they try hard enough anyway.
But there's the things that that you can't find on the internet.
That's true.
So that's why you got to come in and talk to people. As a lot of people just have this, me, a lot of people have a negative connotation of going to dealerships.
For sure.
When I come in here, whether you tell me no, wait, in the past, I've always come back with a smile, haven't I?
Yeah.
Because it's your attitude.
Yep.
I mean, you can get whatever you want. Sometimes you just got to be patient.
And it's not about you getting because you can get it, man. I know. This guy can get it. What's gonna be smart for his family and his dollars and his pockets and his investments?
Yeah.
And what's necessary now versus later, and can he get a better deal later versus now?
Dude, you remember I was thinking, like I said, I was thinking about getting something like an SUV.
Yeah.
And you said, nah, just chill. Yeah. Keep your Daytona because
you can pretty much trade this car in, man, and get whatever you want. I just think, you know, would you be happy with whatever you traded it in for? Probably, because it's new. We all like new stuff, man. But when we look at the back end of that, dude, SRT is gone. They made 500 of these cars. It's rare as hell. Even more rare now that the freaking, not the company, but the division that made them has dissipated, right? I mean, I can't imagine if you had traded it in for a Ram truck, which would have been nice and luxurious and all those right things. And the Ram trucks are great, but, you know, this right here, I mean, hell, you got the smile on your face before you open the door to the garage, because when you open the door, you know what's in it, you know?
Yep. I'm not gonna lie. And I just cleaned it this past weekend, so it just, because I know I'm gonna have to, and this is just a heads up to all my fellow YouTubers and fans out there. Yeah, this car is gonna be gone for at least a couple weeks. It's gonna get the XPEL and some tint on it, and because I gotta protect it. That's the other thing that people don't understand. Is like
straight off the lot, 100 miles an hour, rock chips all day long.
Rock chip, dude. Look at the front of my car. I only have less than 700 miles, and the reason why my front of the car still looks decent, it doesn't have rock chips.
But I'll say this too though, because hey, there's some guys out there that say, look, man, I don't care what you tell me. My favorite car in the world is a Ferrari. This ain't that. So this car makes 707 horsepower, 717, excuse me. I'm just gonna run it until the wheels fall off and trade it in and get something else. And you know what? There are those guys, and that's perfectly fine too. But you know, if you got a numbered plate on your dash right there, that ain't what this is. You know, this is something that I'm not gonna necessarily say a portfolio car, but it's damn close to it. Yeah, it's damn close to it, man. And you can't find them.
Like I said in my previous video, I'm very fortunate to be able to have this, and you know, for sure, it's a blessing. Yep. So you know,
and that is not your daily driver too. Make sure they're aware of that too.
No, it's not.
It's not a daily driver.
This is not a daily driver. I mean, you can daily drive it. They're made strong enough to do that. I don't know if you'd want to, but
it's not that you can't because of the car. It's the idiots on the road around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Yep.
So
real talk.
The question is, how long are you okay with being without your car? Because I got to tell you, if you take it to the body shop nowadays, you're looking at being about six weeks
minimum
for them to not to say that, because you know there's the guys out there. Oh, my body mechanic's real good. He can get it done in a week for sure. But guess what? It's COVID, so you got to get the parts from the manufacturer first, sir. Yep. They're the ones that don't have them.
Yeah. Real talk. There we go. Well, we're in Mopar country, so you'll hear Supercharger in the background.
Racetrack right around the corner.
Yep. Charlotte Motor Speedway right around the corner.
#1 race team right there.
All right, tell them, give them your information one more time.
Robert L Vaughn, Hendrick Jeep Dodge Ram in Concord, North Carolina. Fiats, Chrysler, for now. We only got 2 left. Pacifica, they're leaving us. Excuse me, not Pacifica. Pacifica's here to stay. 300, they're leaving us.
Yep.
Jeeps.
Did somebody just pull out that Fiat over there?
The 124?
Yeah.
So again, Fiat's leaving America, right?
Yep.
The 124 Spider, they're going to discontinue. So that's kind of like the last of the last. I wish it had more performance.
That car would have been that car would have gave, if they put some more thought into that car could have gave Miata a run for their money.
Yeah. But Miata might not feel that way, because I'm hearing they work together to design it. So I guess it's all coming from one pot of money anyway. Yeah. So, I mean, if you get the key to the Fiat 124, it's the same key fob that you would get from the Miata, you know. But BMW's doing that with the Super anyway, so I guess that's what everybody's doing nowadays.
Yeah.
Except for Dodge, because we like our own Superchargers. We like our own design interior.
Is there a number that somebody could call if they want to?
704-456-3000. Ask for Robert.
All right. You heard it. You heard it from the man. And with that, we're going to close this up. Wrap this up right now. Peace.